Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this 13 Now afternoon news update. I'm Stella Porter, and we have a lot to get to on this Monday. We want to get started with a weather alert issued for tomorrow. I want to go right to Chief Meteorologist Paul Cayano, who's been tracking this for us, Paul, and it sounds like we're going to get some decent snow here.
Yeah, a pretty decent shot of snow still. It's not going to be a historical storm, but something that impacts most of us if we have any plans late tonight or into the day on Tuesday. And that's the bottom line is, right, how it's going to affect our day, how it's going to affect our plans as we get into our Tuesday. You mentioned an alert day. It does go into effect later on this evening as snow is not expected to arrive until after the commute is over tonight. So here's the good news. The storm's rolling toward us. You can see it here over the Chicago area, the center of it anyway, but clouds are already thickening locally. It's actually a pretty nice day out. Temperatures are reaching into the lower to mid 30s. We've had some sun, but that's quickly fading now. And as that storm approaches, we'll see the snow advance steadily in our direction. So the hour-by-hour forecast will show dry weather into the evening commute. I think most, if not all, the commute will be over with by the time the storm approaches and the first few flakes fly around 8 or 9 o'clock in the I-88 corridor and the Catskills. I think the snow will wait to reach the immediate capital district till after 8:30 or 9 o'clock. So that puts us squarely after the evening commute. And that's good news for Monday evening travelers. But if we get later into the night, more of us will see steady snow, and some of it will pick up in intensity into the evening and overnight hours. And you can see some of the darker blue colors right around midnight and on into the day on Tuesday as well. So it looks like we'll pick up a decent amount of snow overnight. A fair amount of snow also will fall during the early morning period on Tuesday, but perhaps at a slower rate. So the crews will probably be able to keep up with this, only to wind down by, let's say, mid to late afternoon on Tuesday. So even the evening commute will probably be impacted on Tuesday, probably not to the degree that we'll see the morning commute impacted. However, certainly some more snow will be coming down during the day. So the snowfall comparison, we like to look at all the different computer models, and you can see the four main ones are coming in with a decent amount of snow. The graph model, 5.5, the European 6.1, couple models over 10 inches of snow. That might be a little overdone. There's actually a lot more models, and I'm charting them here. Right, was what I was doing leading up to this. And there's more to come out during the afternoon in this cycle. So there's going to be more to look at. But the bottom line is, as we get into the daylight hours tomorrow and the snow winds down, here's what I'm expecting. Immediate capital district, Albany, Schenectady, Clifton Park, Saratoga Springs, Glens Falls, 5 to 8 inches of snow. Notice that white line that kind of comes through the Champlain Valley, most of Washington County, Bennington, and then down the Hudson River Valley east of town. They're a little bit of a snow shadow effect, so we'll go with 3 to 5 in these locations. Rensselaer Plateau, though, Berkshire County, Taconics, 5 to 8 also. Now, when you get into the Helderbergs, the Catskills, the Schoharie high towns, and off into the Mohawk Valley and southern Adirondacks, 8 to 12 inches of snow, and also southernmost Vermont and parts of the Berkshires, 8 to 12 by the time this thing winds down during the course of the day on Tuesday. So a moderate to a decent amount of snowfall around here, considering we haven't had a whole lot of snow. This is a pretty decent sized storm for us this year. 35 for the rest of the day today. Clouds will increase and thicken. Overnight tonight, back down to 27, with the snow picking up in intensity after it begins at around 8 or 9 o'clock. Alert day tonight into tomorrow. 36 tomorrow afternoon, so maybe a little bit of compaction or melting of the snow as temperatures climb slightly above freezing. Wednesday looks decent before another storm comes in Thursday into Friday especially, so another system to watch. And this next one could also bring us a decent amount of snow before the weekend comes. So it looks like an active week to exit the month of February, Stella, and bring us into the month of March, which always seems to come in like a lion, even after the quietest of winters.
Yeah, just a reminder that winter is not over for us yet.
Certainly not. And we often get big storms in March. We're going to be talking a lot about that in the next couple of weeks. And perhaps this one coming up by the weekend will be one of them.
All right. We'll continue to watch that, Paul. Thank you so much. We are also following a few news stories on this Monday. We continue to follow the arrest made after police discovered a meth lab in an apartment in Schenectady last fall. Police arresting 31-year-old Matthew McKenna. He's also facing child pornography charges, and police say more charges could be coming in this case. I want to bring in reporter Tessa Ventulin, who has been working this story today. Tessa joining us from the road in Schenectady right now. And Tessa, you're finding out more about what exactly happens when police go in and bust a meth lab.
Yeah, hey Stella. So we talked to one of the Schenectady County Sheriff's Office investigators, who I believe was one of the lead investigators in this case, and he told us a little bit more about McKenna. What is interesting about this guy is that he was a chem major at Union College, and he said, in his apartment, they don't know exactly how long he was doing this for, but they know he's not a spring chicken at this. Basically, they know he's been doing it for a while. He told me that it was a one pot method for this meth lab. He used all this expensive scientific glassware for it, so he had all the right tools in his toolbox to be able to do this just by himself. Now, again, he also has those 3 counts of child pornography charges against him. There's possibly going to be some more charges against him. What is also really disturbing is the investigator told me on the phone earlier today that he's got a ton of pictures of children, unfortunately, and some are just really, really graphic, but that's something he talked to me about, and there could be more pending charges for the meth lab. And I also found out as well that there's really no sort of regulations in New York State for how to clean up a meth lab, which is very interesting. I know it's not something we hear a lot, Stella, is a meth lab in upstate New York. But when it does happen, it's like, oh my goodness. And in this case, it happened in an apartment complex in a residential neighborhood. So we went over to the apartment complex, we talked to them a little bit about it. And since there's no sort of regulations, once an investigation is done by police, the sheriff's office, law enforcement, whoever is on this, it's really up to an apartment to clean it up. So we went to the Netherlands Village Apartments in Schenectady, and they said they brought it up with their parent company to handle it. So their maintenance with corporate is handling this, and that's all they know on that level right now.
What a mess to have to figure out how to clean up, though.
No, exactly.
And I just wonder, when you spoke to investigators, are they being specific at all about what kind of charges could be coming? Are those related to the child porn that was allegedly found or the meth lab itself?
So he said it could be both, that there could be more charges for meth and the child porn, but most likely the child porn charges. There could be more.
Okay. Tessa, you'll be keeping us updated throughout the day, starting live at 4 on air and online as well with whatever you find out. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Stella.
Okay, that is Tessa Ventulin reporting for us. We are also waiting for an update on the body that was found in the Mohawk River last week. Family members of missing teenager Samantha Humphrey say they've been told that it is, in fact, her body, but police have not confirmed that information to News Channel 13. The body was pulled from the water, and police have completed an autopsy, but have not publicly identified the body that was found. Dan Levy has been working hard today trying to get an update from police, from the family. He's told police are meeting with the family, and we're hoping there will be some kind of definitive update on the results of that autopsy coming later today. Again, we are staying on top of that story. Dan Levy is in Schenectady trying to get answers today, and he'll join us at 4 o'clock on air with the very latest on what he finds out. So that will do it for our 13 Now afternoon news update. Don't forget to join us starting live at 4 on News Channel 13, and we will see you then. Have a great day.